You Can Become a Hero by your orphaned account on AO3. Episode 19, Chapter 16. Make Way. Toya stepped onto the rooftop, brushing off the remaining feathers that helped him fly up. The doors are barricaded, leaving just him and the assailant alone. He stared at the quaking back of the rampaging teen, who only managed to calm down enough to clear his head as he stood inches from the ledge of the building. Be careful, Toya called quietly, easing his way down from his own ledge. The boy shuffled, jumping as he noticed the pro hero sitting. The first step is an impactful one, no matter which way you go. Shut up! The boy yelled. Toya noticed the UA uniform clinging to his body. Busted at the arms where he manifested some type of muscle-growing quirk, he hadn't been able to hear much about the damage since Hawks rushed him over there without so much as a conversation of what he should do. However, after nearly 5 years, Toya had learned how to adapt to situations and how to talk to anyone under the throes of madness. I don't need to hear your bullshit. Just shut the fuck up, Frankenstein! Come on. Toya took a step closer. Can we talk about this? I don't want to talk. I want to do. The boy screamed, pounding a bloodied fist to his chest. I haven't been able to do anything with my life, but now I can make my own decisions. I am in control. Toya bit his lip, taking a deep breath. He allowed the soft look to disappear from his face, as a cold, familiar emptiness filled everything that used to be so focused and calculated. He could practically hear the voice change, as though staples still marred his cheek. Look, kid. I'm not the fucking Tooth Fairy or Santa. I can't solve your problems. You angry? Tear-filled eyes turned to meet his. A scowl was thrown his way, the boy tensing when Toya took another step forward, holding his hand out to show that they were empty. It's okay to be angry. I mean, hell, we have to be pretty fucking pissed. I just flew over here and damn, you really wreaked havoc. I'm impressed. You mocking me? Just like everyone fucking else. The boy hissed, shaking his head. Toya shrugged. Assume what you want, kid. So how'd it feel? How'd what feel? Toya grinned, tossing his head back as he gestured to the smoke-filled sky, motioning towards the distant sounds of sirens. Did it destroy our city? Did it work? Finally feel that hatred dying down? This is a time-sensitive question. The boy's hands twitched. His quirk began to boot up, muscles growing. However, with a choked sob, it died back down. Toya placed his hands in his pockets and socked over until he was only a few feet behind the boy, still trembling over what he had done. It isn't enough. It didn't work. I'm still so angry. I hate this world. I want to crush it to bits. I have a feeling like that's a lie. Toya glanced out over the city lights. It didn't help you because you aren't angry. You're scared. I know you're scared. Look at yourself and tell me I'm wrong. The kid's shoulders hunched. Toya watched to ensure he wasn't going to do anything suddenly, then continued to ramble on. I was scared too. I was in your shoes once. It led me to making some terrible decisions. I can't understand what you've been through and the feeling you feel. But I can tell you that it'll get better. You have to control it, making it better for everyone else by stepping down now. I read about you in my book. You're with the League and now... The boy choked back a sob as he wiped his eyes furiously. You're wrong. Maybe you can, but I can't. I'm not like you. Hell if you want to be like me. Toya huffed easily. I want you to be even greater. And I know you can be. I read your reports from UA. Heard lots about you. Hell, I knew you were going places. The kid didn't need to know the lie. He likely knew deep down that Toya was bullshitting him. But he also knew that the kid was going to push down the doubt. He didn't want to be a villain. He was lonely, dreading life after having his first lick of absolute freedom. He was ready to go home. Toya held out his hand, not missing the way the kid stared at it in his malformed arm, helplessly, wanting to cling to lifeline. If you read about me, then you know about the VH unit. Hate to say it, kid, but for this, you're qualified for it. So you can go home, face the consequences of what you've done. Probably have some junk food. Or join me in the villain rehabilitation unit, where you'll be saved from jail time and get the chance to turn over a new leaf. The kid reached over, but didn't grasp his hand yet, biting the inside of his cheek. Toya grinned. You know, about 90% of those who graduate from the program go on to be pro heroes. The boy looked down, gulping nervously. Do you really think that I could really become a hero after all this? I think we both know the answer to that question. Toya helped the boy from the ledge. In minutes, they were walking out of the building, dodging news vans and reporters attempting to shove microphones in their faces. The boy shrunk against Toya's side, his shaking getting worse as he looked to the ground, unable to answer any of the screaming before yelling at him. Noticing the boy's change in demeanor, Toya clamped a hand down on his shoulder and pushed him forward. The boy scrambled, cheeks turning bright red as Toya announced to the world, "Make way! Pro hero in the making." I've always been a bit jealous of your way with words. Toya turned as he heard the familiar voice. The boy, Ashuhi, was taken from him to some questionings before he'd be transferred into Toya's care in the VR unit. He had been among many given a new lease on life since Toya had stepped up and claimed his role as a hero all those years ago. And only he could do it. No one else could understand the inside of a villain and what made them tick. Sure, he had multiple heroes helping keep the program alive, but he was the sole recruiter. Luckily, his background as a villain helped him know exactly where to go to find those in need of guidance. Funny. I could say the same thing about you. He smiled as Hawks walked up, his hand sliding into his pocket, digging something out. Afterwards, he handed it to Toya, and the other grinned. You dropped this when flying. Thanks. You really need to get that better fitted. Hawks huffed with a blush, watching as Toya slipped his ring back on. Or else it will end up like the last two. Toya rolled his eyes, leaning forward to press a chaste kiss to his partner's lips. He hummed against the soft lips, a small grin forming from his lips. How'd I ever get so lucky? Hawks smiled, thumbing the cloth of Toya's shirt before looking up to him with hooded eyes. You won't be so lucky if you lose your ring again. That cost me a fortune every time. Please. Toya huffed. The first ring you gave me was for 200 tickets at a kid's restaurant. The second ring was a ring pop. The last two were real rings, but even then I was with you so you didn't blow the bank. Hawks averted his gaze and scratched his neck. I went back later with the first one to fix it with better diamonds. I thought you wouldn't lose it. Toya shook his head, about to chew Hawks out, but then Enji entered the hall. The two looked over, then pulled away. Toya gave the blonde a look before whispering, We'll talk later, before turning back to Enji. Another job well done because of the number 7 hero. Nice work, Toya. Hardly my doing. The kid knew what to do on his own. Just needed the opening. Toya smiled, giving his father a nod. He needed to know someone believed in him. Reminds me of someone. Enji stated dryly. Hawks chuckled under his breath, nudging Toya with his elbow. He rolled his eyes as he feathered companion, nudging him back before wrapping him into a hug, grinning. I couldn't hazard a guess as to who you would be referring to. Toya laughed. The door behind him opened once more, and Ashura stepped out, hands and arms bandaged tightly. Keeping the same grin on his lips, Toya hesitantly parted from Hawks and returned to face the kid. Okay, buddy. Your parents have been contacted, and you'll see them soon. For now, you'll need to be acclimated into the unit. It's where you'll be staying. Kind of like the UA dorms. Your parents can come visit you anytime, but you can't leave unless accompanied with a hero, or once you graduate. However, I'm sure we could bend the rules a bit. Toya! Endeavor growled warningly, knowing that just having the VR unit was pushing the government's leniency. However, since it's been settled, crime rates have dropped. Villains are turning themselves in or admitting to lists of crimes in order to stay again. And if they were faking or wanting to remain villains, Toya could read through them. Leaning towards Akshari, Toya sent him a wink. Shh. Let's keep that one on the down low, okay? The boy stared at him for a moment, then smiled as well, albeit shakily. Gotcha. Oh my god, I love that. Hold up, I'm leaving a kudos. I left the kudos, y'all. I left the kudos. Woo woo. Oh my god, that was so cute. That was so nice. I loved every second of that. Ugh. I love hot wings so much, with like a passion of 1,000 burning stars. It's always a ship that I love so much. I mean, I like hero x villain ships, so obviously I like hot wings a lot, especially the notion that Hawks is the son of a villain turned hero. Or no, he is the son of a villain, yet he is a hero. And Toya, or Dabi, is the son of a hero, yet he's a villain. I've always loved that juxtaposition, and that the fact that they're foil characters in that aspect. They were both raised in a similar environment, yet one turned up a hero and the other turned up a villain. In the sense of similar environments, I mean like the fact that they were both used as practically glorified child weapons. I mean, child soldiers is what they were. Not glorified child soldiers. They were child soldiers, right? Hawks was literally trained by the Hero Commission. I will forever... actually, now that I think about it, is that a headcanon? No. Wait, no. It is 100% confirmed. It's 100% confirmed. For a second, I'm like, hold up. Is it confirmed that Hawks was trained by the Hero Commission? But no, it is. It is heavily hinted at / confirmed. Okay. Got worried there for a second. And then obviously we got Dabi with being trained by Endeavor, a pro hero, to one day surpass him and All Might, which, I mean... Babes. That's not how you raise kids, but okay. Not that babes because NG is a babe. He's not. He's ugly and fugly, and I wouldn't want to touch an old man like him. Okay? I don't touch old men. Unless it's Pedro Pascal. Or Shota Aizawa. Shota Aizawa's actually not that old. It just weirds me out because he's like roughly around the same age as my mom. I mean, my mom's a little bit older. Just like what? 5 years older? But like still. Either way. Aizawa, come hit me up. Sorry. I'm sorry. I would say that to All Might, but I'm sorry. All that All Might bashing has made me not like you. And when I do like you, I just think you're a bimbo. I think you mean well. And like, in the sense of like fighting wise, you're really smart. But when it comes to everything else, you can be a little slow. Like, I like to think that All Might is really good at fighting. He has a semi-decent analytical style when fighting, in the sense of, oh, he's about to hit dodge here, do this, do that. Obviously not Izuku level or Nezu level or even Aizawa level, but I say that he could hold his own when it comes to stuff like that, at least I think. But I feel like mans would put a fork in the microwave. I feel like mans would definitely put a fork in them. I think like mans would definitely be researching, is this a microwavable safe mug? Is this a microwavable safe? Can I put plastic in my microwave? Can I put utensils in my... Can I put this bag in my microwave? Like, he's a little bimbo, okay? He's smart. But like sometimes he doesn't use his brain and think. Sometimes. I like to think he means well, but he could be, you know, a little dumb. Or maybe even not like that he's dumb in the sense of like he's literally dumb, but in the sense of he's arrogant and he thinks he knows all. And like he thinks like, oh, I know it. Instead of actually educating himself to know it, he's just like, oh yeah, I know it. Let me help you. I know it. Let me help. Right? Like he means well, but like, bestie, no. Anyways, the fic that's going to be taking over this one, which actually I think it's hilarious, is going to be Ripples on Deep Water by Orphaned Account. Duh. I mean, when did you think it was going to be an account person? Nah. By Orphaned Account, I will say, I just saw major character death as a tag. I'm going to cry. I just saw major character death as a tag. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. I just saw major character death as a tag. I'm sobbing tonight. Okay. Manetta / Pain. I like that ship. It's a Shindeku fic. Not Shindeku fic, but it's a fic with Shindeku, right? I also like to, keep in mind that the Heroes in the Hidden, which is my 8 p.m. slot, has Shindeku in it. It's not, I would classify that as a gen fic with Shindeku in it. Same with the second year charity. Well, no, the second year charity gala, I like to think is strictly a Shindeku fic. And it has conflict because there's a difference between a ship fic having conflict and a fic with a regular confidence and plot line having ships in it. Like, you get what I mean? The second year charity gala, I do not think the actual whole thing is about the well, I mean, it is about the second year charity gala, but I think they put a lot of emphasis on Izuku and Shinso's, relationship, specifically Shinso liking Izuku. So much so that this is one of the wobbler ones where you could place it as it's a Shindeku fic, or it's a gen fic with Shindeku in it, or, where it's like, I think I would classify this as a Shindeku fic, simply and only because Shindeku happens a little bit too much in this fic, in the sense of it's very high priority, and they're probably going to confess toward the end kind of situation, giving ship fic vibes. So I'd classify that one as a ship fic. I'll classify the Heroes and the Hidden as a fic with the ship Shindeku and not a Shindeku fic. And then I think I'll also classify this one, Ripples on Deep Water, as a fic with Shindeku, not a Shindeku fic. Because there's a difference. There is a difference. Those who know, know. Those who don't know, why don't you know? But yeah. Anyways, there's gonna be Shindeku everywhere, and I'm glad. I've been reading a lot of Okay, the thing is, there's a lot of Shindeku fics out there, and I've asked a lot for Shindeku fics, for me to podfic Shindeku fics. The problem lies with, one, authors do not have to let me podfic it, which is completely okay, and it's completely up to them, right? It's why I ask, right? So one, authors don't have to ask. Two, a lot of the accounts are like dead and they don't respond, or like whatever. Three, there is no three. It's just they don't respond, they don't say anything, or the fic is too small for me to podfic. In the sense of it would be a one shot instead of a series. Or simply, I've read it and I need to wait till I could reread it again, because I'm not gonna reread it a week after. Okay, maybe I might, but that's... Fuck, I might. I might. Like, low-key, I might. But no, yeah, that's another thing. I like to reread fics with you guys. Not reread. I like to read fics with you guys. So, I try to stay away from ficking a fic that I've already read. But, like, if I really, really dig a fic that I read, I will do it. And I'll ask for it. But I think I'm gonna be a little more lenient on if I'll let it slide or not. I think I might look into the fics that I have already read, especially the Shindeku category, and go through them and see which ones I could podfic, see which ones I'm allowed to podfic. Same with any other ship and stuff. Well, actually, most of my other ships, I've either podficked them or I've listened to a podfic of them. So, yeah. Anyways, Shindeku, I love it so much. I wish it had more love. BKDK has like so fucking much fix, and Shindeku doesn't. I feel betrayed. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.